what I wasn't going to. What? Anyways, I'm going crazy, crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind. Actually, I am becoming mentally deranged. I am slowly succumbing to the desires of the flesh. I am going so mad. I am reaching such limits. I am, I am seeing the darkness in front of me, and I am accepting it also. But even if that is true, here we are once again streaming. Anyways, objective of today: read or I don't think um, I don't think we are going to get over the part that I have to deal with. That is Samhava. I don't think we are going to finish the Samhava itself. I am going to try to do that. I do not know how long it is. The actual problem, or the real problem, so to speak, is that the Samhava Parva might be too long. Might be. I won't completely say that it is the longest yet. In fact, it is long. Long enough for me to really not know how much I will end up spending on this reading today. So, without further ado, let me here transition. Yeah, here it is. So, before I start, as always, it is beautiful to be all of us congregated in this exact moment. We are going to read some beautiful Mahabharata. We are going to get in contact with the reality. Hello, Shaven. Hello, hello. Um, Basically that. Nothing to really ends up so far. Let me. Okay. I think the audio should be okay. I didn't check that. Give me a second. I knew I was forgetting something. Let me check the audio. Is it okay? Is it not crashing? Okay, it is okay. I think so. Anyways, we might as well start. Canto 67 came after Canto 66. Canto 66 was basically Hanamehaya told in one of his superiors the whole story of, well, not the whole story, the whole genealogy of, I think it is in general the different devas and gods and demigods and all of that, because there are a lot of names that are not so much related between them, so it is more like a whole rundown on the different gods and their descendants and all of that. So yes, so far Canto 67, and probably, if I'm not wrong, Canto 68 should be also the same, so we might as well start already. Canto 67. Welcome, Rosbon. Yes. Canto 67. Some Baja Parva continued. Hanamehaya said, Holy One, I want to hear in detail about the advent as men of the Devas, the Asuras, the Gandharvas, Rakshasas, the Rakshasas, lions and tigers, the other animals, the Nagas, the Bakshis, and indeed all creatures. I want to hear everything that they did when they had human forms. By Sampayana said, Lord of Men, I will first tell you about the incarnations of the Devas and Danavas that were born as men. The great Danava Prapachiti is born as tadpole among men. Haransandha of Magadha, Danava Prapachiti is born. No. What? Okay. Haransadha of Magadha, Diti's son, the Daitya Hiranyakshapishu, is born as Shishupala of Chedi. Samlada, the younger brother of. Yes, yes, I know that there is some static noise. Give me a second. I need to hold the cable, and I do not want to do that. Okay, there it is. It should be gone now, right? There shouldn't be any more static noise. There shouldn't be. Anyways, I was over here. Diti's son, the Daitya Hiranyakshapi. Holy fuck. Diti's son, the Daitya Ipu is born as Shishupala of Chedi. Samlada, the younger brother of Pralada, comes down as Salya, the tiger amongst the Valjikas. The spirited Anuhlada, the youngest, becomes Drishtaketu. Waits. It isn't that I am not soul, so it isn't that necessary. Also, do not worry, do not worry. The reality is that I mostly do not like to hold the mic out of boredom, not because it really gets tiring. At the end of the day, it doesn't even weigh like, I don't know, a kilo, even less than a kilo. So I really do not hold it because it is my own laziness that decides to not do it, not because it is tiring. Anyways, what here? Rahan, the Dayasubi incarnates as King Druma, while the great Ashura, Vaskala, becomes the mighty Varagadatta, the five ferocious great Asuras. Ayasira, Aswasira, Aisanku, Gaganam, Murudhan, and Begabat are all born in the house of Tekaya, and all become powerful kings. The other indomitable demons, Ketumat incarnates in the world as the terrible king Amitaujas. The Ashura Swarabhanu becomes the fierce king Ugrasena. The Ashura Aswa is born as the king Asuka, invincible in battle and choleric. Aswa's younger brother, the Daitya Aswapati, is born in the world as the Kshatriya king Kardikya. The formidable and fortunate Asura Brishaparvan becomes king Dirgaprachna. His younger brother Ahaka is born as Shalva, dark sorcerer. The powerful Aswagriva comes to the world as King Rochana. Rahan, the Ashura's Sukshma, of subtle intelligence and great achievements, become the famous Brihadrata. The noted demon Tuhunda becomes the king Senabindu. Ishupa becomes Nagnahita. Ekachakra becomes Prithivintia. Virupaksha, master of 1,000 arts of war, is born as Chitravarman. Okay. The valiant Dhanavakara, who shatters the pride of his enemies, is born as Subahu. Sutra, of great energy, destroyer of his enemies, becomes the king Munjakesa of glowing fortune. Invincible, intelligent Nikumbha is born to become king Devarhipa. The Ashura known amongst deities son as Tarabha becomes on earth the Raharishi Paurava, while Kupatha is born on earth as the famed monarch Suparshva. The Ashura Kratha incarnates as the royal sage Parvateya, splendid as a gold mountain. The Ashura god Talabha becomes the king Pralada in the country of the Valjikas. Chandra, the Daitya who is as handsome as the Lord of Stars, who also has his name, the foremost among the sons of deity known by the name of Chandra, becomes Chandravarman in this world, the Kambho of King. Okay, fuck. Names. Anyways, Arka Dhanavarash Shabha becomes the Raharishi Rishika, that best of Asuras. Ritapa incarnates as Paschiman Manupaka. Gasta becomes king Drumasena. Mayura becomes king Biswa. His younger brother Suparna becomes Kalakriti. Chandrahandri becomes the Raharishi Sunaka. Chandravinasana comes as the king Hanaki, that rule among the Danavas. Dirga Shiva becomes Kasi Raja. Simhika's son Rahu, tormentor of Surya and Soma, is born as Kratha. Danaus' eldest son Bikshara becomes Vasumitra on earth. The second son Bala becomes the Pandya king. Kartir Vira, and also called Balina, becomes Paundramatyaka. Rahan, Danaus' fourth son, the great Britrasura, incarnates as the Raharishi Manimant. Britra's younger brother, Grohahandri, becomes known in this world as the King Danda. Grohavardhana becomes Dandradhara. The 8 sons of the Kalayas are all born as kings, strong as tigers. The eldest becomes King Hayatsena in Mahatma. The second, mighty as Indra, becomes Aparajita. The third is born a matchless king of the Nishadas, strong and devious. The fourth is to become the royal sage Serenimit. The fifth becomes King Mahankas, destroyer of his enemies. The sixth, of huge intelligence, becomes Abhiru, another famed Raharishi. The seventh has boundless fame and is the King Samudrasena, knower of the Shastras. The eighth of the Kalayas becomes Brihat, a king of Dharma, always working for the welfare of all beings. And the mighty Danava Kukshi, incarnated as Parvatiya, is named for his luster, which is that of a golden mountain. The Ashura Kratana becomes King Suryaksha in the world. The handsome demon Surya becomes a king of the Valhikas called Narada. Rahan, I told you about the tribe of Ashuras called the Krodhavasas. Many fearless Kshatriya kings of the earth are demons of that tribe. Madraka, Karnaveshta, Siddhartha, Kitaka, Sudhira, Subhahu, Mahavira, Valhika, Kratha, Vichatra, Suratha, the handsome Nila, Chiravasa, Bhumipala, Dantavakra, Darhaksha, Rukmi the Tigris Kshatriya, your namesake Hanamehaya, Ashada, Vayuvega, Kuri Tejas, Ekabalia the brilliant Nishada, Sumitra Vatalhana, Gomukha, the Kshatriyas of the clan of Karushagas, Kemadhurti, Sorotayus, Udvaha, Rihastena, Sema, Ugaratirtha, the Kalinga king, Matimat, the king Iswara. Yes, all of these are Krodhavasa, Asuras, incarnated as human kings. A most powerful demon, Kalanemi, is born as the son of Ugrasena of Mathura, and he becomes Kamsa, the great and terrible. The Ashura Divaka, lustrous as Indra, is born into the world as a king of the Gandharvas. Rahan, you must know that Bharadvaja's son Drona is not born from any woman, but is an Amsavarata of Brahaspati. He is a peerless archer, with power over every astra, of great tejas and greater achievements. He is also master of the Vedas, the pride of his kind. O king, Drona's son is heroic as Wadhama, his eyes like lotus petals, a terror to his enemies, of tremendous energy. It is an Ansavatara of equal embodiments of Shiva, Yama, Kama, and Krodha. Because of Vistas, Urus, and also Indra's dictate, the 8 Vasus are born into the world as the sons of Ganga and Shantanu. The youngest Vasu, Prabhasa, is Bhishma, of the grand bow. He is the light of the house of Kuru, a knower of the Vedas, of lofty intellect, the most eloquent speaker, who melts the legions of his enemies in battle. Why? Hamadagni's son, Parasurama Bhargava, could not vanquish Bhishma when he fought in a duel with him. The Brahmana sage Kripa, a man among men, is an Amsavatara of the Rudras. Shakuni, O king, who crushes his foes, is none other than Dwapara, the third Yuga incarnate. Satyaki, pride of the Vrishnis, whose aim never falters, is an Amsavatara, an incarnation of the Maruts, who are Vayu's companions. The Raharishi, the Panchala king Drupada, the greatest among bowmen, is also an incarnation of the Maruts, as indeed is the Vishnu Kritavarman, that bull among bulls among Kshatriyas. So too is King Virata. Arishta's son, Hamsa, is also born into the clan of the Kurus and becomes a king of the Gandharvas. Dharatirashtra, born of the seed of Krishna's Dvaipayana, and blessed with long and mighty arms and unrivaled strength, he of prophetic vision is blind because of his mother's indelicacy and the consequent anger of the Rishi Vyasa. Pandu is Dharatirashtra's younger brother, of prowess that defies description, devout and truthful. Why, purity incarnate? Their brother Vidura, I have told you, O king, is an avatar of the son of Maharishi Atri, Dharma, Lord of Righteousness and Justice. As for Duryodhana, incalculably evil king who ruins the honor of the Kurvamsa, he is an Amsavatara of the Kali Yuga, the demon Kali. He is the cause of the great war that devastated the earth. He lit the fire that finally consumed everything. The Rakshasas, who are once born as the sons of Palustia Muni, now appear as Duryodhana's evil 100 brothers, Dashusana being the first of them. Bharatrishabha, Durmakunda, Dusa, and others of these 100, who always supported Duryodhana's most treacherous and murderous schemes, are all sons of the same Palatsia Moon. Of course, Dagaratirashtra has another son, not by Ganhari, but by a woman in his palace, and we have seen that this is the virtuous Yuyutsu, who always sided with his cousins, the Pandavas of Dharma. Hanamehaya said, Illustrious Sutta, tell me the names of Dagaratirashtra's son in order of birth, beginning with the eldest. Vaisampayana said, O king, Duryodhana is the first, then Yuyutsu, Dushasana, Duhatsaha, Dulshala, Turmukha, Vivimsati, Vikarna, Halasanja, Sulochna, Binda, Anubinda, Durhasha, Subahu, Dushpradarhasana, Dumarshana, Dushkarna, Karna, Chitra, Vipachitra, Chitraksha, Charuchitra, Angada, Durmada, Dushpradharsha, Vivitsu, Vikata, Sama, Drananabha, Padmanabha, Nanda, Panandaka, Sanapati, Susena, Kundodara, Mahodara, Chitrabahu, Chitravarman, Suvarman, Durvirochana, Ayobahu, Mahabahu, Chitrachapa, Sukundala, Bhima Vega, Bhimabala, Balaki, Bhima Vikrama, Urayudha, Bhimachara, Kanakayu, Drimadyudha, Drimadvarman, Dridhakshastra, Somakirti, Anadara, Harasandha, Dridhasandha, Tasarasandha, Sahusavaru, Ugrasravas, Ugrasena, Xemanmurti, Aparajita, Panditaka, Visalaksha, Duradhara, Dridhahasta, Suhasta, Patavega, Subarchasa, Adityaketu, Bhavasin, Nagadatta, Anuyaina, Nishangi, Kubachi, Dandadhara, Danugraha, Ugra, Vimaratha, Vira, Virabahu, Alolupa, Abhaya, 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 Raudra Karman, Dridharatha, Anadrishya, Kundaveda, Viravi, Dirgalochana, Dirgabahu, Mahabahu, Dinta y el rey Mahabahu, wait, what? Yeah, here. Mahabahu, I read it, my brother. I know what I am doing. Why the fuck are you repeating names? Mahabahu, Yudhoru, I think. Kanakangana, Kundaha, and Chitraka. Dharatirashtra also has a daughter by Ganhari called Dusala, who is not of the 100, and neither is Yuyutsu, the Vaishya woman's son. I have recited the names of the 100 in order of their births. All these are mighty Kshatriyas, great warriors. All of them knew the Vedas and Rajan, all the other Shastras besides. They are invincible in attack and defense, and truly learn besides. When they are of age, they marry suitably beautiful and accomplished princesses. And the Kaurava king gives his daughter Dusala to be the wife of Jayadratha, king of the Sindhus. This is done on the advice of Dharatirashtra's brother-in-law, Shakuni. O king, Yudhishthira is an Amsa of Dharma, Bhimasena of Vayu, Arjuna of Indra, Nakula and Sahadeva, handsomest of men, that looks unrivaled on earth of the Aswen twins. Somadeva's son, Varchas the Strong, becomes Arjuna's son of stunning genius, the dashing Abhimanyu. When Varchas is to be born, Soma says to the other Devas, I cannot live without my son, so let him incarnate on Bhumi, but live a short human life before returning to me, after killing countless Daityas. Nara, whose companion is Narayana, will be born as Indra's son Arjuna the Pandava. Let my Varchas be born as Arjuna's son and become a Mahabharata. Let him be away on earth for 16 years, and when he is 16 the great war shall be fought, and Devas, Alyur, and Savataras shall raise the Asuras and the very race of Kshatriyas. Yet, one day during the war, a great encounter will occur in Sadakunin Chakravyuha. Krishna and Arjuna, Nara Narayana, will not have part in that battle, but my son shall pierce the impenetrable spinning wheel of warriors and take devastation to the enemy. On his own, my son will be sent a quarter of the entire enemy army to Yama's realm. In the space of half a day, none will be able to stand before him, but finally, near dusk, a ring of Maharathas will combine to slay my mighty child with treachery, and Varchas shall return to me. Abhimanyu will beget to sing the single heir to the Guru throne and prevent the royal line of Bharata from becoming extinct. The Devas assent, so be it. Why, they applaud him altogether and offer him worship, that Lord of the Stars. This, Rajan, of course, is the story behind the birth of your father's father. The farmer Maharatha, Dahareshtadiyumna, is an Amsa of Agni. Prince Shikhandi, who was once a princess, is the Amsavatara of Rakshasa. Bharata Rishabha, the celestial rishis, are born as the five sons of Draupadi, Pratevidya, Sutosama, Srutrakirti, Satanika, Nakula, and Srutasena, endowed with terrific energy. Vasudeva's father is Sura, a great Yadava chieftain. He has a daughter called Prita, whose beauty is unmatched in this world. Sura has vowed, with Agni as his witness, that he will give his firstborn child to his cousin Kuntiboja, who is childless. He gives Prita to Kuntiboja, who adopts her as his daughter. She becomes a charming and attentive young hostess in the palace of her adoptive father, especially to visiting rishis and brahmanas. Once she waits graciously upon the rishi Durvasa, a master of the profoundest mysteries of the spirit, but his temper also a lesson. Prita, now called Kunti by her doting foster father, looks after the irascible sage every wish and whim with such affection and care that, as he is leaving, he says to her, I am pleased with you, my child. I am going to teach you a secret mantra with which you can summon any deva you wish. By their grace, one day you shall bear divine children. He teaches her the recondite incantation, and then leaves. Some days pass. Then, seized by curiosity, the young Kunti, still a maiden living in her father's home, chants Durvasa's mantra one morning and summons Suryadeva, the sun god. You might imagine her surprise when the blazing Deva actually appears before her and begets a child on her, a son who becomes without equal among the archers of the world. Kunti gives birth in magical secrecy with Surya's blessing, and from fear of the censure of the world and her relatives, she floats her son child, radiant and handsome as the sun himself, and born wearing golden armor and earrings, his body of perfect proportions, away on the river that flows at the bottom of her father's palace garden. The husband of Radha sees the wooden box of that shining infant floating downstream, and takes him home to his childless wife to be their son. They name him Vasusena, and when he grows up, he becomes a master of weapons, of all the Shastras and sciences, learns the Veda, and the truth begins being his strength. There is nothing he will not give away as alms to a Brahmana who comes begging to him. So generous is he. Then Indra, who is the origin of all things, comes to that mighty son of Surya and asks him for his natural Kavacha and Kundala as arms. Indra wants to disadvantage Vasusena against Arjuna, who is of course who of course is Indra's own son. Promptly, the unequaled warrior strips off his armor, removes his magical earrings, both of which are his father Surya's protection to him, and gives them to Indra, astonished by his truthfulness, for he has sworn not to refuse anyone that comes to him at high noon for whatever they ask of him as alms, and moved by his fearless generosity, Surya gives Vasusena his own Shakti, saying, Invincible hero, anyone at whom you cast this Shakti will die. Be he not a Deva, Ashura, a Manava, a Gandharva, Naga, Rakshasa, or any other celestial or earthly being. Surya's son is first called Vasusena, but later because he has cut his coat of golden mail from his body to give it as alms to Indra, Surya's prince, Kunti, eldest son, is called Karna. However, the natural Kshatriya grows up in the home of Asuta, Radha, and her husband are the only parents he ever known. Later, O King, Karna, noblest of men, greatest of archers, slayer of his enemies, the finest Amsa of the god of day, becomes the closest companion and advisor of Duryodhana, the Kaurava. Then there is born into the world Vasudeva Krishna, indomitable and unrivaled in every way, an avatar of Narayana, Devadeva the Eternal One. His brother Baladeva is an Amsa of Seshanaga. Rahan, mighty Pradyumna, is Sanatkumara incarnate. Many other dwellers in Swarga incarnate themselves in the race of the Vrishnis, swelling in glory, its glory. And, O King, the portions of the tribe of Apsaras which I have mentioned already also become incarnates on earth according to Indra's command, and 16,000 portions of those goddesses become, in this world of men, the wives of Vasudeva, and a portion of Sri herself becomes incarnate on earth for the gratifications of Narayana. In the line of Brishmaka, she is the chaste Rukmini, and the faultless Draupadi, slender-waisted like the wasp, is born of a portion of Sachi, the queen of the Devas. In the line of Drupada, she is neither short nor tall. She is of the fragrance of the blue lotus, of eyes large as lotus petals, of thighs fair and round, of dense masses of black curly hair, and endowed with every auspicious feature, and her complexion like that of the emerald. She enchants and steals the hearts of the five Pandavas, greatest among men of the world. The two goddesses, Siddhi and Hiriti, are born as Kunti and Madari to become the mothers of those five. The Devi Mali incarnates as Gandhari, daughter of Subala, who becomes blind Dharatirashtra's wife. This, Rahan, is the narration of the incantation of the Devas, the Asuras, Gandharvas, Apsaras, and Rakshasas as invincible kings and lovely queens of the earth. I have told you about the exalted ones as Yadavas and Vrishnis, the others born as powerful kings in other royal houses, and those who take birth as Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. This account of the incarnation of Amsavataras of the god and demons can bestow wealth, fame, children, longevity, and success if one listens to it with faith. He that hears it learns the true nature of the creation, preservation, and destruction of the world, and thus finding wisdom, he is never conquered even by the gravest sorrow. Elemao, yes, this was what I said before. These do not add up to 100, and there seems to be 2 Mahabahus. Interesting. Anyways, let me see, because... Okay, it seems that the 68 doesn't contain so much names. So just in case, did we have any lag so far? Oh yeah, we have had some lags. Anyways, I am not going to really worry about it. Let me continue. Canto 68, Sambhava continued. Kanomehaya said, Brahmana, you have indeed told me about the incarnations in Imsa of the Devas, the Danavas, the Rakshasas, the Gandharvas, and Apsaras, but I want to hear the genealogy of the Kuruvamsa again. From its inception, I beg you, by Sampayana, relate this to me before all these suspicious and illumined rishis. By Sampayana, say, O noblest of Bharata's race. Dushyanta of Blazing Texas is the founder of the Paurava line. He is the guardian of the earth, bounded by four seas. He has complete sway over the four quarters of this world. Moreover, he is sovereign of myriad islands in the midst of the ocean, bane of his enemies. He even holds sway over the distant countries of the Mlechchas. Give a second because I need to blow my nose. Okay, I think there it is. So I was where I was. Okay, here. While Dushyanta rules, the Varnas remain pure and there are no children born of mixed caste. No one tills the soil because the earth itself shields every manner of produce spontaneously, as she does precious metals and gemstones magically. There are no sinners and all men are good, and live in dharma and virtue. Whatever they do, their motives are pure and selfless. There is no fear from thieves, famine, or disease. Hello, Bunkum. Yes, yes. Today we are kind of on the morning reading. Well, more like evening on my side. I think it was morning on your side of the world. But yes, we were basically reading early because night stream will be list, so I want to have something else done today aside from the list. I have been really slacking, so we need to pick up the pace. But yes, continue. There is no fear from this famine or disease, for none of these exist. The Varnas delight in the Swadharpa, for its own sake, not performing any karma from desire for gain. His people feel perfectly secure. Yeah. Perfectly secure during the golden reign of Dushyanta, and Indra sent down the rains in proper season and the earth flourishes. Rich is the yield of the field and the bow. The world abounds in wealth of every kind and every species of animals, bird and plant, great and small. Brahmanas perform the sacred dharma punctuously. They are truthful to a fault. The young king is marvelously strong, his body hard as Indra's Vajra, and he can lift Mount Mandara with all its forest and hold it up easily. He is a master of the four forms of Gadayudha, mace fighting, hurling it from afar, striking with it at close quarters, whirling it around to strike many adversaries, and staving off a combatant with it. He is an expert at every form of warfare, a master of every weapon. He rides an elephant and a horse with equal skill. Dushyanta is as strong as Vishnu, brilliant as Surya, deep and grave as Varuna, and as patient as Bhumidevi. His contented people love their king, and he rules with Dharma and as his scepter. Okay, Canto 69. Mahabharata continued. Hanamekaya said, "Tell me now about the birth and the life of Mahatma Bharata and about the birth of Shakuntala, Holy One. Tell me how Dushyanta, the lion among kings, married Shakuntala, oh most erudite among men. Great Vaisampayana, tell me on." Vaisampayana said, "Once Dushyanta Mahabaho set out for the forest with a large complement of soldiers. Hundreds of horses and elephants go with the king. Foot soldiers, chariots, cavalry, and elephant-mounted warriors travel with Dushyanta. Kshatriyas bearing swords and spears, maces and heavy cudgels. Yes, surrounded by hundreds of great warriors. That king sets out, and the earth and sky echo with the tigerish roars of those warriors, and with booming conches, batteries of drum rolls, the clatter of chariot wheels, the trumpeting of elephants, the whinnying of horses, the din of weapons being clashed together and against breastplates and armors. It is deafening, the noise that force makes as it goes forth. Beautiful and noble women line their sprawling terraces to watch the grand march of mighty King Dushyanta. The woman see how magnificent he is, like Indra himself. Give me a second. Okay, there it is. I was here. Like Indra himself, they say, this tiger among men is a match for the Vasus in battle. No enemy can stand before him. The women shower flowers down on their king in joy, followed by the greatest Brahmanas, chanting out their blessings ceaselessly. The king proceeds toward the jungle in some delight. He goes to hunt deer. Not only Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, but Vaishyas and Sudras follow Dushyanta, who rides a haughty elephant, even as the king of the Devas does. The people follow him until he forbids them to go with him any further. Then Dushyanta climbs down from his royal elephant into his chariot, yoked to steeds swift as thoughts, and the sound of his chariot wheels fill earth and sky. Soon he sees a great forest before him, and entering it, sees that it is like the heavenly garden Nandana. Bilwa, as Arka, Kadira, Kapitha, and Dava trees he sees, and that the ground is strewn with cracks that have come loose and fallen from surrounding hills. He sees no water anywhere, no humans, and the jungle stretches away on every side for Johannes. There are deer in plenty in that forest, as well as lions and other fierce predators. Dushyanta and his men begin to hunt in that forest, slaughtering countless beasts. That tiger among kings kills many a tiger within range with unerring arrows. He wounds many otters that he sees at great distances, then he leaps on other stripped terrors that are too near to be slain by arrows and kills them with his sword. There are beasts he kills by casting spears at them that pierce their heads, and others he fells with mace and club. Fearlessly he ranges through that jungle, strewing carcasses everywhere. The forest is in turmoil. Lions flee the jungle in pride, elephants' herds, their tuskers slain, crash away in panic in every direction. Trunks raise high, screaming, filling the air, spraying urine and doom in terror. Some vomiting blood, some wounded beasts trample many of the king's men who are not quick enough to escape their wild charges. Exhausted, the mastodons soon fall down, for there is no water anywhere to drink. The king's hungry warriors eat many of those that have died, some raw and some roasted over spits. The jungle, which teemed with animals a short while ago, is quickly filled with dead beasts and hardly any that live, because those that do live flee for their lives. So savage is the hand of Dushyanta and his men. And what this have to do with his wife? Anyways, Canto 70, Sambhaga Parva continued. By Sampayana continued, having slaughtered dozens of innocent beasts in that forest until there is no game left in it to hunt, Dushyanta goes towards another forest to hunt on. By now his force has scattered and he has just two of his men with him, his priest and his minister. Tired, hungry, and thirsty, the king stumbles upon a desert at the edge of the second forest. Crossing this plain of sand, where no green thing grows, Dushyanta and his men enter the second forest, like a garden in heaven, full of rishis and their asramas. Dark, deep, and enchanting this forest is, with cool and fragrant breezes whispering through stands of trees laden with flowers in every color. Velvet grasses cover the ground, as far as they can see, and the sweetest songs of birds fill the air most of all. The inspired melodies of the male kokila and also the twanging of cicadas. Ancient and magnificent are the trees of this forest, their lofty branches entwining high above the jungle floor to form a verdant awning. Flowering vines cling to many of these, and bees hum over them, drinking their nectar. No tree here but that which bears some luscious fruit, none without a bee swarming over its flowers, and none that has any thorns. Yes, truly the whole forest rings with symphonies of feathered jewels, and their flowers a carnival, a riot of them, from every season, in every color, some from dreams, after the march through. Okay, after the march through the arid sands, the green shade is like balm to the king and his men. The breeze seems to welcome Dushyanta, gently dislodging a small rain of flowers to fall over his head as if in venison. So lofty are those patriarchs of the jungle, clad in rainbow flowers, garments of every hue, honey-throated songsters perched on their branches, that their crowns surely must thrust themselves into Swarga above. Their branches, though, are bent with the weight of the flowers they bear. Gazing at all this, okay, I have to sneeze, Elmo. Okay, I was over here. Are bent with the weight of the flowers they bear. Gazing at all this, hearing the drone of the bees like is rooted to the song of the birds, great Dushyanta is enchanted. Bands of Siddhas, Charanas, tribes of Gandharvas, Apsaras, Vanaras, and Kinnaras come to this town forest to sport, to make love, and become inebriated with its enchantment. The soft breezes scented with flowers blow everywhere, with no method, as if they play with the trees. The king sees that this forest grows in a great loop of a river and, looking at its singularly lofty stand of trees, like some great and incredible column, he is reminded of a gaudy stamp erected at Indra's festival. Eh, Wandering in that forest, Dushyanta comes closer to the auspicious group of trees in which there is an asrama of some rishis, serene and brimming, as it were, with the joy of a spirit. A sacred fire burns solemnly in the Agnikunda at its heart. The king sees that many yogis, Balakhilias, and other munis sit around the fire and offer worship there. There are many kutilas that comprise the hermitage, each with a holy fire alight within it. The flowers fallen from the trees form a thick brick carpet over the ground. Perhaps even more lovely than the rest of the forest is this asrama nestling in the group of lofty trees, their bowls so wide and great. The limpid river Malini flows beside that asrama. Water birds of every kind swimming, playing on her transparent current. The rishis bathe in her, and she suffuses their hearts with bliss. On her banks, Dushyanta sees herds of deer that seem fearless and even tame. Kisses Chakravakas on her wavelets, crested with the purest white foam. He sees the abodes of Kinara fawns on the far bank of the sacred Malini. Monkeys and bears he sees in large numbers, elephant, tigers, and snakes. Of course, there are numerous saramas that dot the course of the river, where rishis live in Diana, vivid descriptions. The finest Rama on the banks of that river, which Dusyanta's spheres belong to the Maharishi Kashyapa, and many of his disciples lived therein, rishis of profound tapasya. Dushyanta sees the river, many islands on her stream, her banks gorgeous, and this Rama that seems truly like the hermitage of Nara Narayana upon the bank of the Ganga, and he decides he will enter that asrama. In some transport at everything he sees and feels, Dushyanta, whose chariot is inexorable to his enemies, walk into that sanctuary as slowly as a bit of Devaloka fallen into this world. The forest, which is even like the garden of Chitrarata, the Gandharva king, echoes with the cries of peacocks. Dushyanta wants to meet the Maharishi Kampa of the line of Kashyapa, a sage whose luster is such that it is difficult to even look at him. Earlier, when they rejoined him at the hem of the second forest, Dushyanta had said to his flag bearers, the horsemen and the elephant riders, I will go alone to see the mighty Rishi of Kashyapa's race, the one without darkness, wait here for me. Going into the blessed jungle with just his priest and his minister, Dushyanta immediately forgets his hunger and thirst. Indeed, they leave him. Great joy surges through him. He puts aside all his royal insignia, his armor and weapons, and goes forward without ornaments to see that sage who is an immortal sea of the spirit. The forest is like a piece of Brahmaloka. Above the bird songs and the nectar drunk bees, Dashyanta hears the chanting of rigs by sonorous and beautifully modulated Brahmana voices. Elsewhere, he says yagnas and hears the Vedangas and the Yahur mantras being chanted. Other ramas resonate with the harmonies of the hymns of the Saman being sung by rishis of deep tapasya. Still, other sons of the jungle are adorned with munis who are masters, obviously, of the Atharva Veda. The king walks on in awe and hears the Samhitas being recited exquisitely. Other Brahmanas, healers, are chanting other arcane mantras. Truly, this is equal to being in Brahmaloka, thinks Dushyanta. Kisses Brahmanas that are experts at creating Yarnashalas, others that are masters of the rules of Krama for sacrifices. Others are master logicians and adept at all the sciences of the mind. All this fully knowing the Veda, master of language and grammarians, those that know the most secret rituals, those that tread the path of moksha dharma, dialecticians and metaphysicians with minds like rapiers that quickly cut away and draws any arrive at the truth of a philosophical proposition. The king sees Brahmanas who know prosody, nirukta, astrologers meant to know the nature of matter and its underlying illusion. Those learn in the fruit to be obtained from various yagnas, those that can converse with birds and monkeys, those that know vast treatises on every subject, backwards in short, men who know all there is to be known. Dushyanta hears their melodious and strong voices at Japa, chanting the sacred names of God. He sees them performing Homa, making burnt offerings in the holy fire. He is received respectfully wherever he goes, and he wonders at the delectable carpets those Brahmanas offer him to sit upon. Seeing and hearing all that he did in that forest, he truly feels that he has entered Brahmaloka. Yet he wanders on because he has not found the Srama of the Munikampa. Finally, that tiger among kings arrives with his minister and his priests at the hermitage of Kashyapa, where the lofty sages of incomparable asceticism and vows live. Eh, okay, let me see. Is this another incredibly long canto? No, it is only 3 pages long. So give me a second because I want to once again test the audio. I need to test it. So far I haven't done that like 20 minutes. So it is kind of okay, Please understand me. Okay, there it is. It isn't that bad. So we might as well continue. Here. Canto 71. Sambhava continued. By Sampayana said, "Now the king leaves his two companions at the entrance to the Dasarama and goes in alone. He does not see the Rishi Kamba or any other sage, and calls loudly, 'Is anyone here?' His deep voice echoes like thunder in that silent place. Then a young woman, a girl as beautiful surely as the Devi Sri herself, appears. She is wearing the simple, rough clothes of a hermit's daughter. She is fair, her eyes are black, and she receives the king with honor and welcomes him. She brings him a Darbhasana to sit upon, gives him patia, water to wash his feet, and offers him arghya. Respectfully, she inquires after his health and his peace of mind. With utmost, with utmost reverence, she says, "O Rahan, tell me what I can do for you. I await your command." The king says to that flawless beauty, her voice and speech so sweet, "I have come to worship the most exalted Rishi Kampa, lovely one. Tell me where he is." Shakuntala replies, "He has gone into the forest to gather fruit. He will return shortly. I beg you, wait for him here." Then the king gazes at her helplessly and sees that she is beautiful past reason. Her face and form are perfect. He sees how sweet her smile is and how she is radiant with her tapasya and her humility. Besides, she is in the bloom of lush youth. Captivated, Dushyanta says, "And who are you? Whose daughter are you? Why do you also live in the forest when you are so beautiful and obviously so chaste? Ah, you have stolen my heart, and I want to know all about you. Everything." She smiles and says sweetly, "Rahan, I am the daughter of Maharishi Kamba." Dushyanta says, "That sage, whom the universe worship, is a Brahmachari. Dharmadeva might break a bow, but not the Rishi Kamba. How can you be his daughter, beautiful one? Shakuntala replies, I will tell you, Rahan, how I became the Muni's daughter. Once another Rishi came here and asked the same question. I will tell you what my father said to him. My father Kamba said to that Rishi, once, long ago, Vishwamitra performed such an awesome tapasya that Indra became anxious that the Rishi blazing with Tehas would usurp his throne in Amaravi, Amaravati, and cast Indra down from Swarga. Indra called the Apsara Menaka and said to her, You are the most beautiful of your kind, Menaka, and I want you to do me a small service. The Rishi Vishwamitra, blazes like the sun from with the power of his tapasya. I fear his penance will cast me down from my throne. Sweet Menaka of the slender waist, I want you to seduce the sage from his dhyana and interrupt his penance. Go and tempt him, and use all your weapons, your yacht, your beauty, your charms, your smile, your sidelong glances, your soft voices. Menaka replied, Lord, you know how powerful Vishwamitra is, and he is quick to anger too. Why has he made even you anxious? Then shall I not fear him? He caused the death of Vasishtha's children. You know that Vishwamitra is born a Kshatriya and only later became a Brahmana through tapasya. Why, when he wanted a holy river near him in which to perform his ablutions, he created the deep and swift Kausiki? You know how the Rahadishi Trishanku, whom a father's curse turned into a Vetala, fed Vishwamitra's wife during a famine, while Vishwamitra was away at his penance. When Vishwamitra returned after the famine was over, he changed the name of Kausiki near him as Rama to Para, and then became Trishanku's priest to help him rise bodily to Swarga. Why? You refused to drink the Somarasa from Tatyagna, O Indra, and when you commanded the rising Trishanku to fall back to the earth, Vishwamitra in fury created a second universe with all the stars beginning with Saravana for Trishanku to rule. I am terrified of such a one, my lord. If you want me to do what you ask, you must tell me how I can escape being consumed by his wrath. He can burn the three worlds with his tejas, or make the earth quake with a stamp of his foot. He can pluck up Meru by his roots and cast him as far as he pleases. He can fly around the earth, all her 10 cardinal points in a moment. How can even an Apsara like me hope to move such a one, allied with his tapasya like a fire, his virtue perfect, his passions controlled, his mouth is like Agni, the pupils of his eyes are like Surya and Soma, his tongue is like Yama. Oh, Devendra, who will I dare to touch him? Yama, Soma, the great rishis, the Satyas, the Visis, the Valakhilias are terrified of Visramita. How can I dare even look at him? But because you commanded, I will go to the dreadful Rishi to accomplish your purpose. But, oh Indra, devise a plan by which you can protect me from his anger if it is aroused. Vayu should go with me as well, and fill the asrama with the scents of spring. Snatch my garment from my body so that I stand naked before the Rishi, and let Manmatha, Kama, ruler of minds, be there as well to turn the sage heart to me. When Indra gave her all that she asked for, and said that he would be at hand himself near Vishwamitra's asrama, invisibly to rescue her if the sage became angry, Menaka went to Kaushika's hermitage to seduce Visramita from his penance. Okay, is this another incredibly long? No, okay, beautiful, incredibly short. Canto 72. Sambhajaparva continue. Shakuntala continues. My father Kamba said, Indra commanded Vayu, who goes wherever he pleases across the earth, to be with Menaka when she approached Viswaramita, as also Kamadeva. Timidly, her heart pounding, the exquisite Menaka went into the Rishi's asrama and saw Viswaramita sitting there in dhyana, bright as a fire himself, he that had burned his sins to ashes in the other fire of his tapasya, and he still sat on in intense dhyana. She folded her hands and greeted the sage, then began to dance before him, and to sing softly. In a moment, Vayu whisked the singed white garment. In a moment, Vayu whisked the single white garment from her body, leaving her bare. With a cry, as if in terrible bashfulness and annoyance, she ran after the flying cloud, white as the moon. Visramita, his tejas like cosmic fire, gazed upon her naked body and saw how perfect she was, and youthful, no blemish upon her ravishing nakedness. He saw how graceful she was, and shot by Kamadeva with one of his subtle flowery shafts of love. That bull among sages was pierced through by lust. Hoarsely he called to her, and she went to him willingly, and he took her ardently to himself. They were together for many years, and so happy were they that those years passed like a single day. Visuramita begot a child, Menaka. As her time drew near, Menaka went to a secluded place on the banks of the Malini, gushing through a verdant valley of Himavat. There she gave birth to a daughter, and, Apsara that she was, she abandoned her child beside the river and went away. A flock of vultures saw that baby lying there helplessly in a forest that teemed with lions, tigers, and leopards, and the great bears flew down and sat around the infant in a protective ring, and no predator approached her, no rakshasa or carnivore took her life. What? How the fuck are vultures? What? What? They are not great bears, but okay, we're going to say that later on. Later that day, I went to the river for my ablutions and saw the strange sight of the vultures guarding Manaka's daughter in the heart of the wilderness. I brought her home and made her my daughter. You know that they who create the body, who protect the life, and who provide food are all fathers, according to the Shastras, because birds, Shakuntas, protected her in the jungle. I named her Shakuntala Brahmana. This was how Shakuntala became my daughter, and the seamless child also looks up to me as being her father. This, O king, is what my father said to the rishi who asked him the question that you have asked me. I have never known my natural father, and I do indeed think of Kamba Muni as my only father. This is my story, O Dushyanta. Beautiful. Okay, is this another long one? Or no, finally, not so long. Cantos, beautiful. So, Canto 73, Samjavaparva continued, by Sampasiana continued. King Daushyanta says, this is wonderful. I love you, Shukantala, and want you to be my wife. Whatever your heart desires, you shall have. Golden necklaces and earrings, priceless robes of silk, great moon pearls from distant lands, golden coins, the finest carpets, and whatever else you want. Why? Let all that I have and my kingdom be yours from today. Only come to me now, marry me and Harva Vivaha, beautiful one. It is considered to be the first form of marriage and the best. Be mine now, this very moment. Shakuntala says, oh king, my father has gone to gather fruit in the forest. Wait but briefly and he will give me to you to be your wife. Beside himself, Dushyanta replies, flawless, perfect one, exquisite one. I want you to be my life's companion. From now on, I live for you and my heart is yours. One belongs first and last to oneself. Each of us depends finally on himself or herself. And so it is lawful for you to give yourself to me. The 8 kinds of marriage are Brahma, Daiva, Arsha, Prajapatya, Ashura, Gandharva, Rakshasa, and Paisacha. Brahma's son Manu, the lawgiver, has said that all these are proper depending on who one is. The first 4 are proper for Brahmanas, and the first 6 for Kshatriyas. For kings, even Rakshasa Vivaha is allowed. Ashura Vivaha is allowed only to Vaishyas and Sudras. Of the first 5, 3 are sattvic, while 2 are not. The Paisacha and Asura Vivahas are violent and unsafe. These are the laws of Dharma, and they must be followed. To Kshatriyas, Gandharva and Rakshasa Vivaha are allowed. You must not be afraid. For us, either of these, or even a mixture of both, is perfectly lawful. Fair one, I am full of desire for you, and if you feel the same for me, let us marry now by Panharga, Vivaha, and consummate our love. Shakuntala listened to the impatient king, then says, if it is indeed true that we are allowed to marry by Gandharva Vivaha, if I can truly give myself to you in Dharma, listen, O Purushottama, to my conditions, and you must swear solemnly to give me what I ask. The son that you begetted me must become the Yubaraja and king after you. Grant this one condition to Shianta, and let us marry and be one flesh. The king does not think a moment before crying. So be it. I will even take you, my beauty, with a sweet smile to my capital. I swear this to you, lovely one, for you deserve no less. With that, he takes her to his wife in Gandharva Vivaha and possesses her immediately. Then he leaves her, after repeatedly shouting, Shakuntala, beloved, I will send my finest legion of the four Varnas to fetch you to my city. Having sworn this, Dushyanta leaves to Asrama and that forest like a bit of a heaven on earth. As he rides home, he begins to think of Kamba. He wonders, what will the rishi say when he discovers what happened? With this thought, he arrives in his capital. As soon as Dashyanta leaves to Asrama, Kamba returns, ashamed and feeling guilty. Shakuntala does not go out to meet him as she usually does, but that great sage is a mystic and already sees everything that has transpired with his inner eye. Not annoyed, but pleased, he says, my child, there is no sin in what you did today. Secretly, without waiting for me to return, you have been with a man, but you have not broken Dharma by giving yourself to him. Why? The Shastras say that Gandharva Vihaha, between a man and a woman who desire each other, is the highest form of marriage for Kshatriyas. Dushyanta is a noble and virtuous king, and you have taken him for your husband with all your heart. Your son, by him, shall be mighty and illustrious. You will be invincible in battle and have sway over earth and sea. Shakuntala now goes to her dear father and washes his feet. She takes the load of fruit he has brought and sets it down. She says softly, I beg you, bless Dushyanta and his ministers too. Gamba replies, sweet child, for your sake, I will bless him. And so, ask me for any boon you want. Shakuntala thinks of Dushyanta, whom she loves, and says, may every Paurava king be virtuous and may they never lose their kingdom or their throne. Wow! I don't know, how much had we been going already? 1 hour. Is it fun if we stop here? Is it okay for me to have this inner desire? I am kind of full of milk. No, what? I am kind of sleepy, so I did 1 hour at the very least. But we are going to do more streaming in the night, Right now, I really am hippie. So yes, today I guess we are going to, let me see, where to raid. So we can live properly this place without, yeah, I haven't completely recuperated from yesterday. That is also true. I even wake up and I was completely drunk almost when I wake up at first. So I had to keep sleeping for a little bit more. But we're fine, I think. Or well, it isn't that we're fine. We are going to be fine in the future, in the night, basically. So yes, let me see. Here, Kuromaru. We are going to raid Mr. Kuromaru on Nixon. That is, yep, not the hangover. It is like I still have a lot of alcohol in me. Not that I feel hangover. Rather, literally, I am still drunk. So that is why I say it in that manner, and not that I. That is the funniness of this. Okay, there it is. We are raiding Mr. Kuromaru, who came back from his vacations. We are watching what he's doing. Well, once again, as always, thanks to everybody who came, thanks to those who talked, thanks to the lurkers, thanks to every single one, thanks to Bunkum, thanks to the bot for working, because I don't know why the other day it didn't work, but yes, goodbye. We're raiding. Right now.